Hello everyone, I want to give you guys a quick overview of the PowMr 48V 140A MPPT solar charge controller. This unit stands out because it's one of the very few high voltage MPPT controller out there. This unit supports up to 450 volt, 500 volt open circuit voltage. And its starting voltage is 90 volt. So anything between 90 volt to 450 volt would work with this controller. This is a 48 volt controller only, so this will only work for 48 volt batteries. This is one of the very few high voltage MPPT controller out there, and this is definitely one of the cheapest. It doesn't have any smart feature, doesn't have any Wi-Fi or Bluetooth connection. Everything is just on the screen. But so far, it's been working flawlessly for me. Let's take a look at the connections. So on the left-hand side, we have our PV terminals. It's your typical screw types terminals. I'm running 8-gauge wire in it. I feel like it probably has a little bit more room to support up to 6-gauge wire, but because this is such a high voltage unit, the amperage shouldn't be as high as one of those lower voltage MPPT. On the right hand side is your battery connections. I'm running a 2-gauge wire. That is what the menu suggested to use. And this unit supports up to 140 amp charging current. I feel like 2-gauge wires should be enough. I'm not pushing anywhere close to the maximum wattage that this unit supports. I believe this unit supports up to 6,500 watts. So far, the highest I've seen with my system is about 4,000. Cooling. This unit is actively cooled by the fan down here, as you can see. Sorry about the lighting. So cooler air is being pulled in on the top, on the side, from this vent here. I believe they have a filter in there, and then hot air get kind of pushed off at the bottom where the terminal is. It's a little odd because we usually want hot air to go to the top, but this is how they design it. It seems to work just fine. Okay, so next thing I want to show you guys is the actual screen. It's a very basic screen. Let me see if I can get the yeah. Okay, so this is just the time. And this is just your very first screen that basically tells you, I believe this is just a favorite. If I keep on clicking then, now we can see the actual PV voltage that's coming in. Currently I'm having about 260 watts coming in. And there's only 3.6 amp coming in. I believe it's a cloudy day, so I'm not getting anywhere close to what my solar array can produce. But if I keep scrolling down, this actually tells you the temperature of the unit and the actual wattage is actually generating. And this is the amperage the charging amperage to the battery and the battery voltage. And this is the actual wattage that's being charged going to the battery. Currently I'm at 1 kilowatt. And if I keep scrolling down, this will tell you how much kilowatts hour you have produced to date so far. And then this is the weekly, and this is the monthly cumulative generation. I have reset my unit a couple of days ago. For this monthly and weekly, sometimes it gets a little wonky and I have to reset it. So it's not the most reliable of keeping track of how much you have generated. Like I said before, this doesn't come with any smart feature. It doesn't come with a Bluetooth dongle or Wi-Fi, so everything is on the screen. But for the price, I cannot complain. I'm gonna quickly show you guys some of the menu settings. Let's see if this works better with the lights. Okay, so if you long press the enter button, we can get into the settings menu. There's only a few that I want to show you guys. First is the number 2 settings, which is the maximum charging current. I have it set to 140. That's the maximum this unit can supply. I have not hit anywhere close to that, like I said before. This is the battery type. Currently I have it set to user, but you could set it to AGM or flood acid. But I just have it set to user because I'm using my litho for chemistry battery. If we keep scrolling down some more, this is number 7 is whether the unit is going to auto restart after it hits a high temperature detection. This is your bulk voltage. I had it set to 57.6. That's what I used in my Victron system before. This is the floating voltage. I have it set at 55.2. And then anything from between 30 to 36, I believe, are all equalization settings that I don't use. And then the rest of them is just to set the year, date, day and hour, and time. So that's pretty much the menu settings. So I've been using this for about 2 months now. It's been solid, no problem. I do want to mention that if you have your equalization or floating voltage setup and your unit is actually getting to that point where it tries to top off the battery, it does float an error message telling you that it has hit it. That is a kind of little quirks of it. It's not an error per se, but when it hits it, it's where it kind of show you an error. It have an error code, and if you go back to the menu, it kind of tells you what happened there. And right now the sun must have come out, so I am actually getting 77 amps to the battery, and we are producing about 4.2 kilowatts of power. So yeah, I feel like this is a very good deal. You can get this about $250 off Amazon. It's one of the very few high voltage MPPT out there for a reasonable price, even though it doesn't have any smart feature, but it's been solid for me, and I feel like this is like one of the cheapest way to actually save on some wiring costs, and you can actually put a lot of panel in series just to get the high voltage into your system. So yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.